first of all, I want to say again a special thank you to the University of North Georgia. I think this will be an opportunity for us to give students an opportunity that they may or could not ever attain, with a network that will help them to succeed in college. And we're honored to be able to participate in this project. And I think we're here as a compassionate, empathetic system and community to help transform these students that will be selected. I think 60 students will be selected with support, encouragement, and financial assistance. So what better way of honoring them? We are here to inspire others to move, to dream more, to learn more, and to do more, and then become more. And that is a quote from John Quincy Adams, and it says, when we do that, then we become leaders. I see these students becoming leaders of their families and the community and changing their lives, and I really believe that. Another quote I thought was very appropriate is Maya Angelou, who was a civil rights activist and a poet, said this: "I've learned that people will forget what we said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." A couple of examples, just a couple seconds here. I sub up in Phantom, and a substitute teacher, somebody comes in and carries on class for a little while. Earlier this year, a student saw my wife in Blue Ridge, and she said to her, "I want you to know I would not have graduated if it had not been for Mr. Farmer." I think, wait a minute, what did I do? I'm just a sub. She kind of questioned herself. He inspired me, he encouraged me, and he told me to do my best. So we never know what kind of effort and what kind of opportunity that we have on a daily basis. So, are we up to the challenge? I believe we are. Again, thank you, University of North Georgia, for all your efforts and for the love of students. Thank you.
I would like to have the opportunity to speak on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce. Our Chamber's mission is to promote a strong business environment that enhances the quality of our life here in Gilmer County. And all of you sitting here know that have been in education any length of time, that can only begin with a solid educational foundation. We want to applaud the partnership with North Georgia College, University of North Georgia College, and Gilmer County Schools to provide this additional assistance to identified students and to those first-generation college students. That's still happening in this community. It was happening 40 years ago, it was happening 50 years ago, and it's happening today. But to be able to provide academic and cultural and social experiences for these students will only solidify their chance to succeed in college. And those opportunities they're going to have over the next, some 1 year, some maybe 4 years, is going to really enhance them and support them as they enter college. Upward Bound will allow our community to grow also, to grow a future strong business environment while providing a good income and make Gilmer County a good place to live, to work, and to play. And hopefully, and this is what we hope, hopefully, will bring these students back to jobs here in Gilmer County. So we salute both the partnership with the University of North Georgia and with Gilmer County Schools. This will benefit our community as a whole, and we look at it from the economic standpoint, but I personally look at it from that student individual and the impact that it can make upon them. So we look forward to seeing the fruits of these labors over the next 1, 3, 4, 5 years. So thank you very much on behalf of the Chamber. We certainly salute this endeavor.
Thank you, Mr. Rainey. It's my pleasure to get to introduce Dr. Benita Jacob, the president of the University of North Georgia, which has 5 campuses throughout Northeast Georgia, and this fall, anticipated enrollment of 20,000 students. Dr. Jacobs was named one of the 100 most influential Georgians by Georgia Trend magazine
our Blue Ridge Community Leadership Council here. If you'll raise your hand, Shannon Wilkes, Paige Green, and Sarah Dunn. And we would not be what we are without you. We appreciate all the work that you're doing. Let me tell you a little bit about how this all fits in with what we're doing as a consolidated institution. Let me give you a little bit of brief history. I came from Texas to Georgia in 2011, in July. In January of 12, it was announced that we would consolidate North Georgia College and Gainesville State College. And at that time, Gainesville State had a campus in Watkinsville, satellite campus, and we were scheduled to add another campus in Cumming. So those became our 4 campuses. And then 3 years ago, the Blue Ridge campus was added. And the Blue Ridge campus grew the first year by 420%. It helps when you start out with 21 students. But it continues to grow. We have again another 50% or so. But here's what's so important about that. And yes, we are the fastest growing institution in USG in Georgia. And it's because we're in a fast growing region, and it's because our brand is strong, and it's because we pay attention. The Blue Ridge campus would not have been possible without consolidation. Because what we have now are multiple pathways for our students. We would not have been able to begin a new campus with strictly a baccalaureate program. And it certainly wasn't in the mission of a 2-year school to go this far from home or another branch campus. So I believe that consolidation has contributed to a positive transformation of the region, and we are very committed to continuing that. We are in the process, Kate Bain is Chief of Staff, and is in the process of hiring a new Regional Economic Development Director. And in that, we'll be looking at our part, how do we continue to provide opportunities for this region to grow and to flourish. And we are the fastest growing region in Georgia, but we have 14 counties in our region with a college completion rate of under 20%. So we know that we can work through that, and we also know that within 7.5 years, the over 60% of Georgia jobs will require either an associate or baccalaureate degree. Right now, only 45% of our young students qualify. We also know that the lifetime earning rate, when you have an associate's or bac degree, multiplies by having the degrees. And so it will help our individuals, it helps our communities, as our communities can prosper. But here's what else is important, that as we look at businesses coming into our communities, one of the questions they ask is about workforce. Do you have the workforce that is skilled, trained, has the education to be able to support? And they don't say, are you willing to train them? They want to know what workforce is there. So we have to work on having that workforce there before and not afterward. And the one of the things we've done is to establish our READ committee, which is Regional Economic Educational Development Program. And we're about to really push the button on that a lot to try to work very consistently with our economic development program. So the Upward Bound program that's coming in will fit into that big picture in a very nice way. And the Upward Bound program will open doors to college, to career opportunities to these students having choices. The Upward Bound program will help students to understand what jobs are out there, how to get to those different jobs through the various pathways that we have. And the program will begin September 1st. We will have 2 full-time staff members who will be on site at Gilmer High School. We'll have a very robust summer program. The federal grant is $257,000 a year. We anticipate being here 5 years, and it will make a difference. The Upward Bound program is part of the TRIO program. It's been around for years and years. They've studied the data, they've tweaked it, they know it works. And it provides hands-on experience for students, first-generation students, to begin to see that college is an option, and then to see the pathway to be able to get into college and to be in the workforce for in different ways. So I am extremely excited about this program and about the impact it's going to have across our region. And this is a very dynamic region with tremendous possibilities, and we know that this will have a tremendous impact. I do want to mention one side item that some of you may be interested in. As we're adding programs and we're looking at what programs we need for our 5 campuses, our 5 campuses are all different by design. We do not want to try to make every campus the same. And I had someone suggest when we consolidated that we ought to pipe in the Towson retreat every day to Gainesville and recreate the Delanco campus there. And you cannot do that. You can't manufacture culture. So we have honored the culture of each of the campuses, and Blue Ridge has this great opportunity to create their culture, and I know they're working on a traditions committee now with what are their traditions that they want to begin now and build those forward. We need to look at what programs are needed to serve this region, and we'll be going through an academic plan. What new programs do we need to add? How do we best serve the region? The programs are going to be different on every campus. But one of the things we're adding starting in September is a new EDD program. It's a doctorate of education. It's all online, and it will allow and it's a very flexible degree. It's not just for educators. It's aimed in that direction, but even our healthcare professionals can work toward getting a doctorate if you're interested. You can talk to Sandy about that, but it's all online, and we're very, very excited about the possibilities for being able to add another program in our menu. And as we continue to study more and more about the region and understand the kinds of things we need for each of our communities, we'll be looking at strategically adding those programs. So again, I appreciate you being here today to celebrate what is for us a very big deal. And I trust that it is for you as well. And at this time, I think I'm supposed to turn it back over to you. And I will tell you that we could not have done this without Superintendent Shannon Wilkes and Gilmer High School Principal Dr. Shannon Wilkes and Dr. Carla Foley. They were both instrumental in this effort, and we are very grateful.
I think this concludes our program. If you would please join us for some live refreshments.
I left out one thing. We have 2 of our Woodbridge scholars here today. I was supposed to introduce them. So we're going to ask them to stand up. Patty Cochran, Holly Holder.
How are you? How you, buddy?